Hello everybody, and welcome back to our absolutely spectacular office here in California. Today we're going to be diving into what's the number one streaming device you can buy as a short-term rental host. Setting up your TV is an extremely important part of setting up your short-term rental, and so you really don't want to get this wrong. If you guys don't know me, my name is Dylan. I'm an Airbnb superhost and co-founder of the product behind me, Welcome Screen. You'll be able to see it in a little more detail later. There's sun glare coming in from the window, so it's a little hard to see. So the device I'm going to talk about today, drum roll please, is the ONN 4K Plus. Now this just came out a couple of months ago. It was actually sold out for a really long time, so it was quite difficult to get my hands on one, although now I think they're a little more readily available. When you're getting a streaming device for your Airbnb, you want it to be easy to use, fast, and provide a great guest experience, and in my opinion, preferably cheap. Oh, and one other thing, reliable. Let's move to in front of a smaller TV so I can show you the product in more detail. Alright, so welcome to my studio, which also happens to be the guest room of an Airbnb. This, by the way, is our product. Welcome Screen allows you to do a host of things. We allow you to have automated personalized guest messages. The names change based on the reservation. We allow you to promote your brand. You can link your direct booking website, and we can also link local businesses where if anyone buys anything from them, books an activity, you make 8% of the revenue. It's also great for convenience factor. You can have the Wi-Fi on the screen, your contact info, stuff like that. Whenever someone asks what device I recommend for running a product, I do always recommend the ONN 4K Plus. Now, even regardless of our product, it's still an amazing device. So I'd still recommend it to anyone, even if you are not interested in using Welcome Screen. I'm not affiliated with Google or On or Walmart in any way. I'm just making this because I truly do believe it is the best streaming device for this application. All right, now let's get into why. All right, first and foremost, it has a great remote. You have all the major apps as buttons on the bottom, a free TV button, really easy volume and channel changing buttons, and then a scroll pad, as well as a power button and voice search. These are easily replaceable if you ever do lose one. The biggest selling point, in my opinion, is just the price point. This comes in at just under $30, and for the performance you get, you are not going to find anything close. You get 4K quality along with Dolby Vision and sound. In terms of setup and what you actually get in the box, you get an HDMI cable, the actual device box itself, which is behind my TV, but essentially it looks like that, little black box, the remote, an adhesive strip, and a quick start guide. This comes with a quad-core CPU and a great GPU. And on top of that has 16 gigabytes of storage, which is quite a lot. You're not really going to run out of that unless you're downloading 30 apps. In terms of how you connect it to your TV, it's just through an HDMI cord, and then you just plug it into the power. The other great thing about this device, and I believe all other Google TV devices, I don't think it's just limited to the ONN 4K Plus, but essentially you can get 800 free channels with this device. So if I just go over to live here and I scroll down, you can see all of the things that are available to my guests. And I don't have to pay for any of them. A lot of the channels also play movies of different genres, so they're covered on that side as well if that's what they want to watch. Again, all of this only costs $30. It is also just so lightning fast. It doesn't lag at all. I'm going to try and make it lag right here for you. I'm spamming every button, and as you can see, it responds instantaneously every single time. This is performance you generally only usually find with higher price point devices such as, Apple TV, an NVIDIA Shield, or something like that. In terms of best practices, when you are setting up a streaming device, I would make a separate Gmail account for something like this, and then also pre-install all the apps that you're going to want to give to your guest. The things such as Netflix, Hulu, apps of that nature. Just to show you why it's great for our product, I'm going to turn it on here and show you what happens. As you can see, it opens instantaneously to this screen. Fortunately, this TV has that annoying HDMI banner, but you still get all the great benefits of our screen. It turns on every single time, just like a luxury hotel. And Google is the only company that allows us to do that. Now, let's get into some fun Easter eggs. So you can actually download really fun video games onto the streaming device. I'm going to show you two of my favorites here, which are Pinball and Asphalt 8. But I think there's a bunch of other ones, and look, this isn't a game changer for your Airbnb by any means, but people do put arcade games in their houses with full boxes and everything, and so if you can already have it just on your TV, and kids will definitely like it. It's definitely a nice additional small amenity to have. All right, let's open up Pinball. I will spare you the loading time. As you can see, we are in the game. I'm going to have to turn towards the screen to show you playing it for a second, but here we go. All right, lift off. And I'm just controlling this with the remote right here. There you go, 5,000 points. Oh. And I lost. But you get the idea. Next one I want to show you is called Asphalt 8, which is a really fun racing game. Now the graphics on this are crazy. You would not believe this is being played purely off a streaming device. It's crazy how far technology has come. 10 years ago this wouldn't even be remotely possible. Again, I will spare you the loading time. All right, here we go. Here's a race. As you can see, unfortunately, I have quite a slow car. So let's launch off this ramp. The other fun thing is that your best times should be saved. So your guests can play each other, race against the best time. I'm coming very badly in last here, but you guys get the point. Anyway, that's it for this video. I highly recommend this device. You can pick one up, return it if you don't like it, but I generally think you really will. Again, I'm not affiliated with On, Walmart, Google, any of them, but I do just generally think this is an amazing product. So even if you're not going to use welcome screen, which I highly recommend you do, go pick one of these devices up and test it out for yourself. Until next time, happy hosting, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.